I ran a full marathon with virtually no training whatsoever and completely fucked up my body as a result. So today I'm going to be telling you exactly why I did it, as well as what I learned as a result. So to start things off, let's answer the obvious question of why the hell would you do that? And to put it simply, because it was hard. And I know that sounds stupid, but bear with me, it'll make a little bit more sense. Give you a little bit of background. I have 10 years of fitness experience. I was never big into running, never big into cardio, just wasn't for me. Big into weightlifting, right? So the previous year, I had started my business. The year before that, I had competed in one of my division for a bodybuilding show. And my birthday was coming around, so I figured, well, this year, let's see what else I can do to challenge myself, to push myself, and just see what it is I'm made of. And after seeing Bedros Keuilian's video on the 6-week marathon challenge, I figured maybe I'll just run a marathon. After watching this, I decided, well, 6 weeks seems like a long time and a little bit too much, so let's make it a little bit more challenging, a little bit more difficult, and bump it down. So, long story short, over the span of about 2 weeks, I tried figuring things out, went on a couple practice runs, just make sure my legs felt okay, let my body kind of be like, okay, we know how to run. And then, on the 10th ever run, I woke up and decided I'm gonna run a marathon. So, I mapped it out, found a local spot, didn't even sign up, didn't even tell anybody I was going out there. I just mapped it out and did it. I went, parked in my local gym, and then took off. Away we go. Going into this, I knew that it was going to be one of the harder things I've done. I knew it was going to be a physical challenge, but that's exactly why I did it. You see, so often we completely neglect our own capabilities. We're given this strong, amazing body, but we don't do anything with it. And as long as I have this body that God has given me and the capabilities He's given me, I'm going to push it and I'm going to see what it is I'm made of and what it is I'm capable of. Because I feel like anything less it's an insult almost. So back to the story. I start taking off. I start going for this run, and at first things are going great. You know, I find this bike trail, it goes all the way down. I figured I'd run 13 miles, turn around, come back. Well, it didn't go all that smooth. Going through, energy's high, feeling good, feeling motivated. But I didn't realize you're not supposed to be running on a bike trail. When I was running, the trail was slanted. So the whole time when I'm running unevenly. And come mile 13, my leg was so messed up that I could no longer bend my knee. I was in a lot of pain. My muscles were starting to give out. They're cramping up. And when this happened, my initial thought was, this is exactly what it's about. This is why we did this in the first place. It's supposed to be challenging. After I got to mile 13, I spent the rest of the run throwing myself forward, trying to use forward momentum and just make it through. Come about mile 17, I was in some of the worst pain I had ever been in my entire life. I fell down for the first time, got back up, kept going, but when I fell down the second time, there was this other voice. It was in the middle of the woods, no idea where I was at, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, what's the point of this? Nobody knows I'm out here, it doesn't matter, I didn't sign up for anything. It was just me. And there was this one voice that just said, you know, we could just have somebody come pick us up and go, you know, call it a day, try it another time. But then the second that happened, something clicked. In my head in that moment, my thought process was, there are people in war who've had their legs completely blown off. People who've had limbs amputated, people who've been through actual injuries, and I'm bitching and complaining about a little bit of pain that I chose. And the thought of being that weak-minded pissed me off so much that I got up and I just took off. For the next mile and a half, I didn't feel any pain. I was just overcome with this adrenaline, in this surge of, I fucking said I was gonna do this. And the further I got back in, that pain came back, got even worse, got even worse, got even worse. But I was so focused, so determined that I didn't care if I had caused permanent damage to my body. I didn't care if I had fallen down again. It didn't matter. If my legs stopped working, I would have crawled the last 8 miles. It didn't matter. Because if you say you're gonna do something, it's your responsibility, it's your duty to do that thing. To be the person you say you are. So, come the end of the race, I'd been out there for about over 6 hours. And as I was coming back, limping up that hill, getting out of my car, instead of being like, fuck it, I'm done, I actually decided to go into the gym that I was parked at and get a quick pump, but then I left. And when I got back into my car, this feeling, this satisfaction, I did it. I am the person I say I am. It was so ratifying. When I got home, it took me damn near 10 minutes to get myself up the stairs. I could barely move. My legs were completely destroyed. And honestly, they were messed up for about a month afterwards. I wasn't sure if they were going to repair, if my knee was going to be just shot in general, but in that moment it didn't matter. So the point of all this, the reason I tell you this story, is you're capable of so much more than you would ever imagine. You just got to be willing to pull it out. And if you can discipline your mind, if you can give yourself that focus and that willingness to rise to the challenge, I think you'd be pretty shocked as to what you could actually do. You see, your body, your mind, it's always going to seek comfort. It wants to take you to that place that you're familiar with, that you know, that feels good. But that same place it tries to keep you is the same thing that is going to keep you trapped, unsuccessful, and miserable with your day-to-day life. And the more you push yourself out there, the more you venture outside of this comfort zone, the more you start to find out who you really are. The more your confidence, your competence grows. To the next thing you know, you're just completely unrecognizable. The whole time I was out there was that nagging voice. That voice that says, you don't have to do this. You don't have to be here. We can just go. And if I were to listen to that voice, I don't think I'd ever forgive myself. But you see, when you don't listen to that voice, the growth becomes exponential. It carries over into every other aspect of life, not just fitness, but your personal relationships, your finances, everything. The mindset you keep and you allow yourself to have will be the determining factor of your success and the person you ultimately become. So, thank you for listening. That is my story. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you took something out of it. And if you do that at all, stick around because I'm sure there's going to be more stories just like this one. Thanks.